We are students from Wide Angle Youth Media's mentoring video project in Baltimore, Maryland.
The Mentoring Video Project is an advanced media production program for 16 Baltimore City youth 14 through 20 years of age.
In the fall of 2016, each of us wrote and produced a personal story about things that have significantly impacted our lives.
My name is Kailah, and this is my story. It was a sunny morning in Baltimore when a young woman walked out of her home that she shared with her mother. As she was approaching her car, a man in all black walked up to her with a gun. She turned to run, and her mother came outside and heard her scream. She tripped over the curb and fell to the ground. The gun went off, and the man was gone. My cousin Trina died that day at the age of 41. Outside the hospital, I reached down to pick up my cousin April's shattered cell phone off the concrete, with tears running down my face. She just found out that her big sister Trina was dead. I had been sitting at Sinai Hospital all morning. I refused to go to school. My heart broke as I watched the rest of my family show up and react to the tragic news. The images of my cousins' faces drenched in tears still haven't faded out of my memory. No one was paying attention to the televisions in the waiting room, and my mom was comforting family members who were mourning. Everyone was hurt, confused, and angry. They were answers that we wanted that we didn't have. Our family just wanted to know what happened. As we began to figure out our next steps, my aunt immediately moved out of her house to stay with her other daughter. We went over to visit for the next few days to check on her and be there to support her. It was ultimately strange how the whole situation brought us together as a family. The sad part is, it took such a tragedy to bring everybody together. Family that we hadn't seen in forever came from out of town to show their support. Even though it's been months since my cousin's death, I've seen a lot more of my extended family than I have in the last few years. The biggest lesson I've learned from this is to value my own family and the time we have with each other, because these days, people are dying all the time. This year, Baltimore has had one of the highest per capita murder rates for gun violence. For every 100,000 people in the city, 48.9 are being murdered. This is why it's important that we maintain close bonds to our family, because we need each other. We have to make time for each other because you never know what tomorrow brings.
Funding for the Mentoring Video Project has been provided by
CARMEX, Creative Baltimore Fund, Maryland Film Office, and Maryland State Arts Council.